Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine Sayo, and with my colleague Leslyn Keith, we're in the process of planning for our upcoming event, and we're dropping in for 5 minutes just to tell you about it, give you the link, and invite you to come find out more about it. We were just laughing. Go ahead, Leslyn. Tell them the title.
And you know what? Because it's such a big event, such an exciting event, took a lot of words to capture the idea of what we're going to be doing. So it's called A Fresh Take on Lipedema and Lymphedema Solutions, a heart to heart collaborative 3-day virtual community event. And I mean, it took that much to describe it because there is going to be, it's just going to be jam packed with information, interaction, learning, collaboration. This is going to be just a wonderful event. We have some wonderful speakers. We have a way for you, the attendee, to come together and meet with experts, talk to vendors, talk with each other. And we've kind of transformed to doing our events all this way. This is how many we done now, Catherine?
This is number 6.
This is number 6, but I think in the last several, we've been doing this new way of having the event to make sure that you, the attendee, are just as important. You're just really involved, you're engaged, you're part of the experience. You're helping others by being there. So we really wanted to pop on just to encourage you to come.
Yeah, so like everything, there's an evolutionary process. I love that.
Mhm.
That's my thing, evolution.
Mhm.
I'm gonna switch from the banner at the bottom to the one. Okay, there it is. I think that's easier than it's scrolling. Um, so I'm a storyteller. I tell everybody that. Lesson and her partner Bill were on a boat in the Puget Sound, and they come up with this idea, let's have a conference. That was in 2020 or
19.
2019. It was
Well, yeah,
2019
we talked about 2019 and we were going to have it in 2020.
and
Yes.
2020. And so it was a brilliant idea. And we were like, yeah, let's get everybody together. And we did a poll and we came up with North Carolina in the US as the place. We started out with Hawaii, which I thought was a great idea.
And briefly thought about Santa Barbara, California, too.
Right, right. And we ended up finding that most people wanted to stay on the East Coast and yada, yada, yada. So we ended up with a hotel in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes.
That's it. Charlotte, North Carolina. For November of 2020.
Mhm.
Signed all the contracts, got everything in order in January. And then by February, we were like, what do you think? And then March 11th came and we went into shutdown for the pandemic. And Lesson and I were back and forth. We had picked the menus. We had gone. Do you remember all this, Lesson? We had did
Yes.
all this.
And during that time, I mean, they were just talking about maybe 2 weeks of shutdowns. And by the fall, everything would be fine. And so we were still on course to hopefully have this in person event in Charlotte, North Carolina.
And then, as we all know, we kept going back and forth, back and forth. We decided to pivot and we went virtual. And so our first event had, oh my God, almost 1,000 people from around the globe. And we said to ourselves, wow, if this was in North Carolina, we would never have been able to do this.
And we wouldn't have had that
So we
level of participation.
so we continued. So in 2020, we had the first one. in November. Then we had April and October the next year. And then we had April and October last year. And we've continued to do it virtually. So we've had 5. And what we have really discovered is that it's evolving. And Leslyn's going to talk a little bit about how we've evolved into a community model.
Because we really, when we pivoted for the first one, we just took all of our speakers and actually added some more international speakers and just put it all virtual. And it was really that model of expert speaking to, maybe a little bit of Q&A, but it was mostly expert imparting information to the attendees. And during that time, I would say that just even Lipedema Simplified was evolving in this, community, the community aspect of our organization. And so it's kind of bled over into, well, this event, shouldn't our events also be community oriented? And so, Catherine, you went to some workshops and did an incredible amount of study about how to really engage people into the collaboration and the community, and put together this new model of having not just a symposium or a conference, it is an event, because it's now going to be, the community aspect will be the biggest part of the event.
And we tried it out last year. We tried it out first with our Lipedema Awareness Month. We had a boot camp that was spectacular.
Mhm.
Then in October, we used it with our event, and now it's continuing to evolve. So this is our very quick, supposedly no more than 7-minute invitation to say we're going to be doing a lot of Facebook Lives. We're going to be talking about it because it starts March 31st. So I put it in the chat. Let me just put it March 31st.
March 31st, April 1 and 2, 3 days, all virtual and all collaborative, something that needs you. So I hope you'll join us.
Yes, and I'm doing this. There it is. I put the dates in. Here's the link. Here's the dates. Consider yourself invited. Consider yourself part of the family. Come join us. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Leslyn.